Today we are going over 5 simple tips that if you follow, you will absolutely start to drop higher kill games on Rebirth Island. And we're going to be going over these tips and really seeing them in action while breaking down a recent 35 kill win that I had. If you are subscribed to my second channel, guys, where I do loadout videos, you've already seen this gameplay. I've posted the live commentary version of this. Now we're going to go ahead and break it down. Now, when I think about these 5 tips, guys, there's 2 words that I want you to keep in mind. And just thinking about these 2 words throughout a game will really help you in a lot of aspects. And that is going to be progress forward. So right here, okay, I have my SMG. I'm in a good spot. Progressing forward is, hey, can I get enough cash for my primary, which is the STG, or a perk package? Okay, I cannot. So now we're going to progress forward. We're going to start to look for kills. Now, I'm going to let this 1v4 play, and then we'll break it down from a progressing forward perspective. We're going to keep going back to that throughout. Go ahead, anticipate around this way. Another enemy right there. And you can see they just kind of keep trading out. One right there. And we slide through, and there's the full kill right there. And there's the 1v4. So let's go ahead and break this down from a progressing forward perspective. Tip number 1 today, guys, is going to be repositioning. So I'm going to go ahead and get that break. Now, in this moment, all I know is that it's a 1v1 fight. I'm not going to chase here, okay, because I'm never going to catch up to him. Instead, I'm going to think ahead. And what I want to do is slide around this way and see if I can get the angle to shoot down the lane and be able to get that down. Now, what ends up happening is as I go to do that, here comes this enemy, okay? So I go to shoot this enemy, and here comes this enemy. Then I get the down, I go to shoot this enemy, and here comes the last enemy, right? So now I've got downed, 2, 3, and I've got 4 over to my right side somewhere. So progressing forward here, we've got to reload. So we're going to back off and we're going to find a different angle. We're going to reposition. We're going to play unpredictable. And what does that allow us to do? Allows us to shoot this guy in the back. Now, there's absolutely this dynamic of, hey, sometimes we just got to make a play. And this one right here, when it comes to movement, this is where I always talk about, if you are subscribed, simple movements, advanced combinations. I'm going to slow down me killing this guy right here. I want you to watch the move that I make on this enemy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to back off here. Obviously, we break the line of sight to set up the re-challenge right here. I get caught off guard by him. And then all this is, guys, is a tack sprint. And then I'm going to jump back the direction that I came from. So it's a tack sprint, slide cancel. He's shooting me to the right side. Now we jump back the direction that we came from to my right so that he has to overcorrect. You can see his bullets missing me right there. That's what gives me the window to just barely get this kill. I mean, barely get that kill. And now all of a sudden we go, okay, I just need to get my thirst. Now I make a little bit of an interesting decision here. I thought I was better than that team. I back off, and I'm just hoping that this team spawns back in. I can't give them too much space. I can't give them too much time. It is what it is. We're going to go ahead. There's only 8 other enemy teams left at this point, but like I said, guys, 35 kills. So real quick, 61% of the people that watch my videos in July are not subscribed, so if you are looking to get better at Rebirth Island, take a second, make sure you are subscribed down below. Let's go back, progressing forward, right? So I'm going to go ahead. Now I have enough money for my primary, which I absolutely want to be able to get those long-range kills, get kills out of the sky and stuff like that. And we're going to progress forward. I'm going to look to see what I can find at factory here. Is anybody here? Is anybody on the rooftops? Do I see any doors open? If not, this is tip number 2, guys. Weapon pings and hot areas. Now, let's talk about weapon pings, guys. When you hear shooting, you need to take in the information. Now, when it comes to decision making, we see this team down below here, and we see these guys all over this direction. For me personally, I like fighting in control. So even though I see these guys over here in living quarters, I'm going to go ahead and push towards control, which is generally the hot area. That's the decision that I make as a better player looking to drop higher kills and as someone who feels comfortable fighting in control. If you had that same situation and pushed towards living quarters, that would have been totally okay. What do you notice on radar here? Okay, let's talk weapon pings, guys. We want to be checking minimap throughout. And by the way, minimap is an area that a lot of you need to work on. A lot of you look at it when you have a UAV up, a minimap ping after a kill, but you're not looking at it any other time throughout. I'm going to go ahead as I bunker buster that. I check it right here. Look at this. These guys are outside of control. These guys are not inside of control. I know they're on the further side, which means they are a little bit out in the open. Now, of course, we get this guy straight ahead here. Just missed shots right there. Little bit unfortunate. You know, just couldn't quite get that down. A bunch of enemies down below me, and we're going to have to go to work here a little bit. Watch us in and out here. We're not going to overcommit. And this is a big one, guys, is not overcommitting. Yeah, I just didn't like that angle. He was playing that well. We get the assist. There's multiple enemies down below. Watch us get out of this situation right here. Nope, I got to get out. We jump straight through the window, and we start to finesse. We're just moving quick. We're trying to be smooth. Grab the durable here in a second. Guys, big change right here after I get this kill. We'll talk about it. This was the thumbnail for today if you did click on this video, which is right here. I'm going to throw the durable gas mask on. Previously, guys, we obviously had the really bulky, ugly-looking goggles that took up the whole entire side of our screen. That's no longer the case. So I'm going to throw the durable gas mask on. I'm going to leave it. Not a tip for today, but definitely something you want to be using to your advantage. Also, keep in mind that gas masks allow you to run through bunker busters. So that can be a huge advantage when fighting teams. One enemy above, one enemy down below. Now, in this moment, guys, this is a very important decision here. What are our options here? Okay, our options in this moment, okay, really good shots here, a little bit of strafing, obviously hit high damage areas. We can push the guy up top, we can push the guy down low, or we can push through the middle here, back where we came from. The one thing you don't want to do is get pinched, okay? So you either got to commit to top, or you got to commit to the guy down low. Either way, you're totally fine, but I'm not in a situation where I'm going to force myself and push myself in a position where I get pinched. Notice that was just a weapon ping right here. Now, when we talk about guys getting into hot areas, this is a big situation that happens. Look at the minimap right here, okay? Two guys down below me, one inside control, one on the buy station. Watch what happens right here. Notice because I'm looking this direction here and I'm in a hot area, I end up seeing this guy to my right side who's out in the open. Now, all of a sudden, we hit shots with the STG. We get more information. Plus, let's not make this harder than it needs to be. I get the kill as well. So already we're up to 8 kills right here. We're off to a really good start. So tip number 1, guys, repositioning. Tip number 2 is going to be weapon pings and getting into the hot areas. Let's go ahead and clear through here. This is just a really unfortunate situation. A little bonus tip, guys, you can't lose full. You can't lose full here. Like, I did exactly what I needed to do. I did exactly what I wanted to do, which was, hey, I took a lot of damage. I have a feeling somebody else is close here. I need to get this thirst. I need to plate up. And what happens? The smoke literally bounces off the edge. I was very confused, and I was like, where did my smoke go? Like, right here, I was like, where did my smoke disappear to? It is what it is. Now, tip number 3, guys, this is a big one that a lot of you struggle with. You know, I do a lot of coaching videos on people's gameplay breakdowns. This is an area that a lot of you struggle, which is not prioritizing loadout. You are fighting way too much of the game with floor loot guns trying to regain. Now, I am very over-aggressive and make a really dumb play. Just watch the repositioning here, because this guy gets finesse. This is where you got to be unpredictable and basically keep them guessing until you can create your window. Just keep in mind, guys, if I die here, no 35 kill win happens, right? And we just obviously hit high damage areas. That guy's name is Broke Your Cam and just got absolutely finessed. Now, we're going to drop this because on the mini-map, guys, I don't want bird's eye. I need to see the levels that people are actually on. We're going to go ahead and work our way over this way. Why? Because notice right here, after I get this kill, there's one in Nova 6, or sorry, one in Industries right here. So we've got one guy back behind here. That's kind of the next direction that I'm going. Why? Because we're always progressing forward. We're always going to be working towards that next fight that we want to take. So I'm going to go ahead and try to see what I can find here. I obviously have loadout to my left. I saw that guy flying in. I accidentally grabbed the bird's eye perk here, the comms plate, which I can't drop. So now I'm going to lose levels, which is unfortunate. But we're about to go into back-to-back 1v4s. This is probably one of the greatest sequences of events that I've ever had in the game, because we just absolutely fried. Now, right here, one enemy flying in. Listen for the weapon pings, guys. Weapon pings down below. And this is going to go ahead and kick it off. Enemy number 1. Enemy number 2 in the back. I'll put the build for the static down in the pinned comment below, guys, because this thing is absolutely disgusting. But make sure to subscribe to my second channel, guys, where I do loadout videos if you are looking to stay up to date about the meta. What are we doing here? We're progressing forward, right? I take a little... Did I take damage in that fight? I think I took damage from... I actually did take a little bit of damage right there. So I know that I need to plate up. This guy's over to my left side, so what are we doing? We're progressing forward. We're thinking about, okay, where's the next spot that I want to challenge from? Tip number 4 is going to be centering, guys. If you, and just listen to me for a second. If you just work on your centering a little bit, putting your crosshairs where you think enemies might be and being a little bit more ready for them, you will absolutely start to win more gunfights. 1v4, let's go. 1, re-knock, slide across, head glitch, re-engage, right? Think about how we want to re-engage this. A little bit aggressive going in with no plates, but thirsted. Ready? Broken. Back off. MTZ. Clean it up. Just moving and grooving, right? And look, there's absolutely that dynamic of the fact that we have to finesse. But what I will say, guys, let me just add this one additional comment here, is in this moment at this point, I'm technically in a 1v2 situation, right? I took half a plate of damage. I have to reload my static, so it's not necessarily the most ideal situation to go into a 1v2. But technically speaking, this is a solo duo situation, which I always talk about. Solo duos is the best way to improve because it's going to teach you how to start to fight outnumbered. Push back in. Let's go and take one enemy out of the fight. And now at this point, it's just a matter of moving and grooving. You know, obviously, the one guy didn't have, that guy had self. The last one, this one right here didn't have self, and then this guy did. But as I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, that clip was absolutely insane. Here comes the next team, right? What are they doing? Doing exactly what I told you to do. They're acting on weapon pings. A lot of shooting of unsuppressed weapons there, so that's exactly what they're doing. Let's go ahead and work in here. One to my left side here, and I don't know how many it is. I don't know where they are yet. Some footsteps down below, so we're going to play patient. By the way, what do we do right here? Right after we get this kill, and we end up, and I missed the durable there because I was just admiring that, guys. What are we doing right here? Right? I know that they're back in industries, so we're progressing forward, right? I'm reloading, I'm replating, I'm getting reset, and then we're pushing right back in. I know the team is over here, so we're going to work our way towards this fight. Now we got to figure out how we're going to approach it. It's multiple enemies here, so we're going to play a little bit patient. Of course, you're going to see the danger of the comms vest here, because as I get the thirst, watch the mini-map right here, okay? So you see how kind of they're clearly pushing my direction. The one thing I wanted to see, because I don't have levels here, is, hey, are they pushing right here? Because if they're pushing right here, I'm in a little bit of a tough spot. The moment I don't see them, because I'd see this guy on straight ahead of me here, I know that they're down below. So watch. What are we going to do? We're going to play patient again. These guys are stacking pretty close. Now we're in a 1v2 situation, right? Right back to our 1v2 situation that we always want to put ourselves in. Now we go ahead. We push in here. There's the last enemy. It's a 1v1 fight, and now we just execute. Super clean 1v4, and I'm admiring this, and I'm going, this gun is absolutely crazy, and what do you know here? Now we're getting rolled up on again. Okay, let's go ahead and do it all over again. We're going to reset the fight here. Let's play a slightly different angle. Let's reposition here. There's number one. There's number two. Let's go ahead and push through here. I know that I've got to reload. I've got to replate, and we're going to progress forward. We're going to reposition and find a slightly different angle. Challenge through here. Not 100% sure. Down, and most importantly, the thirst, guys, okay? The thirst does two things for you. Number one, it adds to your kill count, right? That's an obvious one. But number two is it takes that enemy out of the fight. And I guess number three, it does give you those minimap pings. But for me personally, I think one of the biggest things is it takes them out of the fight. You don't have to worry about that self-revive situation. That makes everything so much tougher. Not 100% sure where these guys are. I hear one above, one down below, so I'm going to back off. Good shots right there. What do? We progress forward. We don't take the same angle. We reposition. We find a slightly different angle here. Thirsted. This guy's up top. One to the right side here. I'm going to go challenge him immediately 1v1. That guy goes, and he's straight ahead of me there. Back to back to back 1v4s, guys. And what do we really see there? Progressing forward. Minimap pings after a kill, constantly repositioning, keeping those enemies guessing, and centering our crosshairs. Now, number 5, guys, we're going to go ahead, actually, real quick before I get into number 5, hot areas of the map, right? So I talked about weapon pings. I talked about hot areas. We obviously popped the Yui here, but there's only 4 teams left. This lobby's like dead. Like dead here. So we've just got to get across, get back into the action. We see all of the teams on this side here, so we're just going to kind of go this way and eventually see what we can find. Now, number 5, guys, I say this to literally every single person. Continue working on your aim. It is the most important thing. You can have great movement. You can have great positioning. You can perfectly outplay enemies, and you can reposition very well. And then what happens? You don't hit your shots, and you lose the 1v1 fight. At the end of this video, guys, I'm going to leave a how to practice if you have 1 to 5 hours a day to play video, where basically I outline how should you practice if you have 1 hour, how should you practice if you have 2 hours, so on and so forth. Now, I've got a little bit of a tough decision right here. You know, I've got the information, guys. We've got a bunch down here in living quarters, which, by the way, these guys are very, very easy holds here because they have to get to me. So they could go Nova 6 here or Factory, but they've got to rotate. They're in a really bad spot. I thought about just chilling and just saying, hey, we're already at 24 kills. Let's take the dub right here. But ultimately, we still have so much time left on respawn. And by the way, going to prioritizing loadout, I still have free loadout and I still have my biometric scanner regain. Right? That is so important, is using those biometric scanners to regain. So ultimately, I decide to go ahead and push this team. Push this team on the rooftop. I'm not going to push down low. I'm going to take this team who's not really going to expect me. And look, this is where aim matters, guys. Clean kill. We jump, hip firing. You know, not perfect aim. I take a little bit more damage, but we're able to win that gunfight, and then we start to finesse. One guy straight ahead of me, one guy back behind me. We're going to drop down low here, use Mountaineer to our advantage. And let's go ahead and we just got to keep moving and grooving. We just got to keep breaking lines of sight, keep repositioning. Now, what do we do here? What's the 2 words, right? We're going to progress forward. How are we going to progress forward? We're just going to start pushing again. Now, what's the most important thing here? Centering, okay? Because I don't know exactly where these guys are. I don't know what level they're on. So we're just going to be centering our crosshairs throughout. Centering at the top. Slide through. Centering doorway there. Centering doorway there. And one of the most important things, guys, is centering can be very simple. 2 things. Slide cancel around every single corner and put your crosshairs where enemies might be. Watch. Just watch. Ready? Crosshairs out. Slide cancel. Slide cancel. Slide cancel. You see how I'm just using the slide cancels to time it so that my crosshairs are naturally out? That's the biggest thing a lot of times. Easy kill right there. By the way, look at the car. We see the mini-map. Watch the car right here. So I'm looking to fry these guys out of the car. And then, I don't know, this static has just ridiculous range right there. That's just crazy. That is just absolutely insane. Only 3 teams. So, guys, when I think about centering, 99% of your problem with centering is you're not slide canceling around corners, so your crosshairs aren't actually out. You're caught in attack sprint. STG video right here, guys. Like I said, second channel is where I post all of my loadouts. That is in the pinned comment as well. One guy on the rooftop over this way, although he can technically stay on the rooftop right here. The other thing is I don't have high alert in this moment. So as soon as I get shot in the back here, 2 things. Number 1, hey, let's find cover. Let's break the line of sight. Number 2, let's go challenge him. Like, that's the information that I have. I know he's up here. Got to be a little bit careful. And this guy just gets absolutely fried. Just absolutely fried. Good night. Have a good night. Bunker Buster incoming. A little bit unfortunate timing there with him. Now let's talk endgame, guys. Respawn is disabled. Bunch of people down below at Nova 6. We're not going to get aggressive here. We are not going to get aggressive, especially with respawn disabled, guys. We're just going to keep playing patient. We're going to take our kills out of the sky. We're going to fry the people flying in, but we're just going to play in circle here. We're basically going to hold them out. Now watch the mini-map right here, okay? And if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Watch the mini-map. Watch these guys right here, okay? Watch these ones. Watch this cluster. Specifically which way they're moving to, okay? To the left, flare to the left. Now, my concern is, are they taking zip? Are they taking gondola? Like, are they then going to be in circle with high ground on me? And I'm in a tough spot here. So I'm in a little bit of an awkward position where I want to hold them out of circle, but I'm still in a pretty tough spot. Now I'm worried about that guy back behind me. I see the guy in harbor to my left side here. So I'm in a little bit of a tough spot, and we're just going to keep playing patient. Once I see that nobody's in the gondola, I'm like, okay, I'm in a 1v4. I know the guy's on prison. I haven't seen anybody else rotate. I know that there's still 3 down here somewhere, but I don't really know where exactly they are. But I know they have to rotate up. Still worried, though, especially not having high alert of the guy on top prison. That's where we got to remember as much information as possible. And you can see me kind of pushing a little bit closer and closer to where I can get inside a prison if I need to. One to the left side here. STG. Very good. Yep. They've got to keep rotating in. STG. Very good. This is why, guys, if I have a floor loot gun, I'm not getting that down. right? This is why having loadout guns is so important. Better range, better bullet velocity, easier to use, better TTK. You feel more comfortable. You name it, you're better off using a loadout gun. 1v2 situation, once again, in a solo duo spot here. As I push out, I hear a flare, right? So, okay, that's fine. But I know where he is, okay? So, I'm in a 1v3, but I know this guy's right down below to my right side. And this is where it gets fun, because I think these guys were lag switching me. I'm going to be honest with you. The server was fine the entire game up until literally this point. So, I think they might have flipped a lag switch on, and then they were actually kind enough to flip it off. I have no idea. This guy's got to rotate into me, and now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to progress forward, okay? That's what I'm going to leave you with here, guys. We're just going to kind of go ahead. I'm not going to pause it anymore. Progress forward, right? I know that there's a second enemy down below. I can't challenge just yet. Let's go ahead and play from this angle. Now, look at where they have to get to, right? They have to kind of get towards... They can't just stay in that little tunnel that they were in here. They've got to actually get further in. Shooting to my left side here. So, centering around the corner right there. 2 enemies. Okay, let's back off. Let's progress forward. Where do they have to get to? Right? They've got to keep pushing to me here. I'm just going to keep playing in circle to the point where they have to keep pushing my direction. Now, where do they have to get to? They can play in that little area straight ahead of me here. They can play, technically speaking, they can probably play right here. But hey, let's keep progressing forward. I'm just going to hold him out right here in case they push to me. There's the Monster Gaming skin. One guy to my left side here. Now, it's a 1v2 situation, so I've got to worry about the second enemy. And as I get the kill right there, there's the win. 35 kills, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Progressing forward, right, with repositioning, looking at weapon pings, pushing hot areas, prioritizing loadout, centering your crosshairs, and really keep working on your aim so that you can win 1v1s. As I always say, guys, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.